Hello, everyone. I am Kurchin Kitsune, and welcome back to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am joined by quite a few people this time around. I know it's like kind of borderline a game, but like I figure because of the structure of this particular one, it's more FPS like. Don't worry about it. Anyways, my lovely, lovely players who I adore so very much, would you like to introduce yourselves from top to bottom and tell me who you're playing as today?
All right. Does that start with me or with
We'll save the person at the
like
top of the list for later, because that's a special surprise that we'll be using later.
okay. Okay, so hi, I am Fletch, also known as Fletcher, and today I'm going to be playing a horrible little baby boy detective that goes by the name of Camille.
He's horrible, but we love him very much.
Mhm.
Hi, my name is Avi, and the garbage truck just came.
Oh no.
Woo!
That's
You hear loud
That's a sign of
banging, but like
something.
in the distance. That's what that is.
well, we had to bring in Zumi somehow.
Yeah, that's right. I'm playing Detective Shiro Azumi.
A stinky boy we all know and love.
Exactly.
Um, and hi there, I am Morski, also known as Morski, and I am playing my lovely lady detective Moria. Um, that's it. All the thoughts have flown from my head. I think I introduced my name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Moria. Moria. All right. Hello, hello. I guess it's my turn. I am Gabe and or Barnaby, and today I will be playing my little mask guy, Trance.
Hey. Yeah, so to set the scene for you all, so what I decided on is that because it's the holiday season, and let's face it, this whole group is going to be having like a dozen different parties all throughout the month because there's like several different holidays that everybody's celebrating. That
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that
It's
basically
okay. The
yeah,
the gang
yeah,
the gang can get chill vibe time.
yeah, they deserve it. But yeah, so what I decided
They
is that
do.
and because like there's so many people that the mirror system knows that like the easiest way to do it is just have like kind of a few smaller gatherings, like just kind of spread out, and they're going to parties too at other places as well. So that's why this particular group is here at the manor today, because let's face it, I'm sure scheduling these parties is just about as difficult as scheduling D&D sessions. So
Oh my god.
For real.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so far for the party, you guys have been having a pretty good time. You've got been eating delicious food,
You
chatting
cut
with
Oh,
out.
each other, all that good stuff.
oh, Kit.
Kit.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Kid,
Oh no, wait,
Kit.
no, no.
kid.
Kiddo.
Hang on. Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello.
Kit.
Can you guys hear me?
Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
we can hear you now.
Okay, yeah. No, there's a bit of a windstorm that was. I know it was going on last night, so that might be messing with my connection. So apologies for that.
That explains it.
Oh,
Yeah,
fair.
That'll do it.
yeah. Gosh darn wind. Anyways, so yeah, what I was trying to say was like so far the party's been going pretty well. You guys have been just like chilling and hanging out, eating really good food, all that fun stuff. And I know I saw obviously something funny that like Azumi carried Camille in like under his arm when they came in.
I wouldn't be surprised if Azumi, Camille, and Moria just came together.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Moria's carrying the presents. Azumi's got Camille.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks over at chat. Apparently, Izumi's just carrying Camille like a football.
Yeah.
If Camille
Carrying him
hasn't
like the
asked to be
luggage.
let down, if Camille hasn't been asked to be let down, he is still there.
Camille has not asked to be let down. He is so very used to this.
So yeah, Moria is carrying the presents for them.
God. Actually, I know I want to get to the main plot, but like I kind of want to do a thing as a side thing. That like as like he's carrying that, I think Xavier kind of gives you guys a side eye, but not because Camille's being carried around. It's because of the way he's being carried, and like he looks like he wants to say something, but you know he's on duty right now, so that would be impolite.
Mhm.
You can call him out on it
Zuby
if you want,
continues
but
to
internally,
spite this man.
internally he's just thinking you're gonna injure his rib cage if you carry him like that.
It's fine. He can't be hurt because it's funny.
Good
Toon
old Toon
logic
Toon
saves him
logic.
this
logic.
We love
time.
Toon Logic.
Mhm.
Anyway, that little funny aside.
Mhm.
So, I'm gonna say that we are at the point in the party where everyone's kind of gathered in like one of the sitting rooms of the manor, and you guys are exchanging presents. I'm not gonna have us get into like exactly what everybody brought because I still need to make my list for what the mirror system's getting all their friends.
That's fair, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
I will
But
note the decorations they've got up because I think they probably do like because it really is culture. She has a specific wintertime holiday, that being the Feast of Shining Lights. So I know the decorations of the manor are very basically candle themed. Like there's tons of like little candles spread out all over. Um, I don't know if they do they probably do like something similar to like a pine tree sort of thing, but like it has candles lit like all over it.
Mhm.
I do believe that is a thing in real life too.
Yeah,
It
I know like
is.
old timey Christmas trees, like they would like have candles like all over it to decorate it.
Okay, yeah, yes, I'm not misremembering.
Hmm. I think it's probably one of those like fake ones, mostly because, or honestly, like enchanted candles are probably a thing that have like magic flames, so that if one of them tips over, it's not going to burn the place down or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, Trance is
Yeah.
definitely side-eyeing it for the first few minutes that he sees it, because he's just like, is this gonna catch on fire?
Oh no no,
Mm.
we bought the enchanted candles. We knew that it could be a fire hazard.
Good, good.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
It
That's
looks really
early.
nice.
Yes, thank you. I think the servants did a really good job setting all that up, and
It's quite pretty.
yeah. I think Aurelia has probably been telling you guys like about like some of the Feast of Shining Lights traditions that they celebrate. If anyone's curious about like what that's like.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I think Camille would be curious because for the Forsananian holiday around this time is often known as either the Festival of Kings or the Festival of Lights if you're not too into celebrating the past monarchy. Uh, so he's interested to know like if there's anything else that's similar or different.
Yeah, I think there's definitely probably a bit of overlap in the whole wintertime holiday of feasting, being with family, and exchanging presents part. The main theming is of course like the candles and light in general, because well, the main deity over in Strios is Peller, who's a god that's like associated with like light and goodness and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
yeah, and the whole thing with the Feast of Shining Lights is that well, the main holiday is during winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year when there's the least amount of sun. And the idea is that you light candles and you sing songs down repeller, that sort of thing, as sort of basically showing that even when you can't see the sun and when Peller's light can't shine on the world, like the light within you can shine, and you can do good in the world, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Aw,
Yeah.
it's actually really sweet.
Actually, yeah, last night I had one idea that I came up with was that I think it'd be neat if like every person who's celebrating it has like their own special candle. You can either buy one or make one if you know how to make candles. And then during the winter solstice, like after the sun sets, you have to like keep the candle lit all throughout the night until the sun sets, the sun rises. And if you manage to keep it lit the whole night, then you get like good luck in the new year or something. And Aurelia will admit that, at least according to the rest of the girls, who had probably told her this, that she always had really bad luck about keeping her candle lit throughout the night. But she's hoping that this will
Aw,
be the year for her. So,
Aw.
believe in her.
Oh.
yee. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll just like go down the list and ask like how everyone's doing before we hit the plot button, so to speak.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, starting, I suppose, since I'm still at the top of the list, uh, Camille's doing pretty great. He was very sick recently, but he's
Oh,
likely recovered at this point.
thank goodness we're not
Uh,
going to miss out
Hey.
on this.
mhm. Yeah, so he's doing fine. He probably is wearing a face mask just to, be polite, make sure no one else gets sick.
Aw.
Um, yeah, but he's having a pretty good time. You can tell that he's interested in learning about what this holiday is like. He's learned about a lot of different holidays thanks to having people from so many different places around. Um, and probably sharing a few little tidbits about like um, how the festival of lights works in Forsenna and such.
Mm,
Yeah, which I know Ari would definitely be interested to learn it about Angelique too, because I mean she knows even less about like holiday traditions and stuff. So both of them are definitely listening very intently as everybody's like swapping stories about their own respective holidays.
Mhm. Yeah, because in Forsenna, it's the festival is kind of this long extended time where it's a lot about like community and such, and of course lighting things up during the darkest part of the year. And they
Yeah.
do also have a feast, but it is just one night on New Year's, and it's sort of meant as like kind of like how Christmas has Advent, the festival, uh like the feast has the festival. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Mhm.
Mhm.
yeah.
He probably does also share the fun little thing about how they don't have like a candle that they light, but they do. It is tradition for them to sort of make a cake that has a little figurine of like a crown or something inside it, and whoever gets it gets to be king for the night.
And
No.
Angelique will ask, what happens if someone eats the crown? Does that mean you're like king forever?
Well, you're not supposed to swallow it. That if you swallow it instead of becoming king, you get the Heimlich maneuver.
Wait, I think Azumi actually has to put Camille down because that was actually really funny.
I think Angelique just like nods sagely. Meanwhile, Aurelia is like struggling not to laugh too hard.
You can't be king if you're dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it usually goes to the next person.
Mhm.
Trance just takes a sip of his drink.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, I
I
believe
believe
so.
so. I'm
I
done.
believe
Okay,
so.
so if the Face of Shining Lights is like supposed to be over near the winter solstice, that means it's also Kitsunebi.
Yeah, makes sense. I
And
feel like there are probably a lot of holidays that are centered around the winter solstice. So
well, yeah. Which I want to say the idea came to me and I think it would be absolutely hysterical if I went with it. Azumi's brought with him the ugliest fucking Oni mask.
Good for him.
Um he's not like directly wearing it, it's like kind of positioned like so it's on his head. But
yeah,
like he brought it with him because he was fairly certain that Angelique would love to see something that grotesque.
you are absolutely right. She loves the mask. She thinks it is like the coolest thing ever.
Um
Aw.
She's probably going on and on about like how like they gotta find like someone who makes like miniature Oni masks because she wants one too. I mean, she probably has her own
Aw.
animus mask that she and Ari and the rest of the system made last year, which they probably keep around.
Mhm.
But like the tradition in Kitsunebi is to like make masks in order to ward off evil spirits around this time of year.
Mm.
Um, and it eventually evolved into a tradition of making ugly looking masks. So like instead of having ugly sweaters, I got ugly masks. Um, but there's that.
Yeah,
Nice.
amazing.
Marvelous.
She will comment is like, so it's like Halloween the second time. That's awesome.
Halloween too.
Halloween
Halloween.
too.
That's kind of it, yeah.
Halloween winter edition.
Yeah.
Now with snow.
Hey.
Yeah, pretty much. It's funny how many of the winter holidays have something to do with lights. While like it for Kitsunebi, it's not like a primary thing. There is a tradition of hanging lights around your home in order to help guide gosh your relatives back home. That's the metaphor there. To kind of like I'm trying to figure out the right words.
And I kind of get what you mean, like the light to sort of like guide them. I kind of want to say like kind of similar to like the marigolds in like the Day of the Dead sort of
Yeah,
idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's essentially it. You know how like certain East Asian religions believe in like ancestral spirits, I believe it is.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
Something along those lines too.
Mhm.
Um but like Kitsunebi is also about community, but it's also mostly about making it halfway through the winter, one of the darkest times of the year,
Mhm.
celebrating that and like and giving encouragement to getting through the rest of it, so to speak.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta keep morale up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
essentially.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's Moria doing?
Moria's pretty okay. Admittedly, a bit tired, because there is always that. Right before the holidays hit, there's always that uptick in work and things happening, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
busy time.
God,
So
Everyone's
being
got to
a
get everything done
detective
before the
office,
holidays.
I can
Yeah.
imagine there's probably a huge uptick of clients. Please tail my friend so that way I know what to get them for animus.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can
Like,
see that.
hey, yeah, like, hey,
Oh, for
Moria
sure.
will take the lack of murders, but it's still it's still certainly busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's enjoying getting the break. Uh I think no one knows how, but somehow she's managed to find a Saint hat. She just has that now.
I
Don't
love
worry
it.
about why.
Yeah.
But she has one now.
Amazing.
Just came back from one of those investigations with it, and for personal reasons went, you know what, it would be funny if I went over there with went over to the celebration. Aurelia's
Mhm.
invited us to with that, so she
It's
just
pretty
Mhm.
great.
has that.
Yeah. The gang's just like, oh wow, what a nice hat. It looks so nice and warm.
Thanks. I got gifted it while on investigation one time.
Oh,
It
nice.
was just,
Oh neat.
did you steal that off of a scene?
Nah, it gave it to me. I'll tell you what led to that later, though.
Okay.
Because reminder for the
Mo-
audience, Santa Claus isn't a thing in Inkwell, but there are these like this migration of these little gnome creatures called I think it's pronounced like Zane Taklos, something like
Yeah,
that.
I think it's like Sane Takla or something, but
Something
yeah.
like
tiny
that.
little
Little
if
gnome
I remember
creatures.
correctly, horrifically animated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah.
like badly animated stop motion or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Why weren't you
And
at Elfresh?
and I'm just going to casually add on to all of this that Christmas is canonically a thing in the metropolis. So,
Understand.
like, I don't think more is really spoken of it since it's just nice having all of the celebrations over here. But
Mhm.
it was really funny for her to get the little hat. So hers now. No
Hers
take
now.
backsies.
There's now.
All hers. All right. And I will say, Trance is doing just fine. He's a little quiet, but he's always been a little quiet, so not much has changed on that regard. He does have a little bronze pin on his sweater that is it's shaped like a little uh shoot, what was it again? Um it's shaped like a little hound.
Mhm.
Aw.
Oh,
And it's not of like holiday importance, but it was something that he found that just reminded him of basically the holidays back home.
Mhm.
Aw, that's nice. Out of curiosity, did he bring Taiki with him this time, or is Taiki at home?
Taiki is currently hanging out with Juby.
Ah, okay.
She's been a little antsy, a little cooped up, and she might act out a little too much if she's at a party for as long as this might take.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fair enough.
She wants to go and run
yeah.
around, but it's hard when it's absolutely icy out and cold.
Yeah. Now I'm imagining her with like those like little boots you can get for dogs, like so they can walk around in the
Yes,
snow.
Mhm.
yes, she does have a
Mhm.
pair of those, but she didn't have he didn't have enough time to take her on like a big long run before the event.
Makes sense. See, yeah, I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. So you guys are like doing your gift exchange, and I think you probably have like all the gifts like piled on like a table or something, like so they're all together. And
Mhm.
I think as you guys are going through the gifts, I know I'd always do this when I was little during Christmas. Like you'd have like usually the youngest person in the group would like grab the gifts and like pass them out to whoever's marked on the gift, and that's sort of their job. So I think
Yeah,
Ari
yeah.
and Angelique are probably trading off doing that. Like, so they'll go to the pile, like, grab a gift and read off the tag, like, this one's for Azumi and this one's for Camille, and so on.
Aw.
No,
Yeah.
Aw.
someone's got to play Santa.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think you guys are like probably through most of the pile at this point. And Angelique takes another one. It's like I think it's probably like kind of a reddish orange with like a shiny gold ribbon wrapped around it. And she reads off the tag. And says like, "Oh, Ori, I found one for you. Doesn't say who it's from though." And Ori will pick up the box and kind of like examine the outside. Oh, that's odd. Who brought this one? She'll ask the rest of you. And none of you recognize this present. This isn't one that any of you here brought.
Uh,
No, I didn't bring mine. You already opened mine.
it's not one
Hmm.
of mine. Is there a tag that says who it's from?
No, it just has my name on it. It doesn't say who it's from. Xavier, this isn't one of the ones the servants would have got for me, would it? No. And Xavier will. He's kind of been like hanging out on the side of the room, like in case anyone needs something from him. But he'll step up and say, "No, I don't believe so. We were planning on doing our gifts on another day." And he kind of furrows his brow in concern and says, "My lady, perhaps I should open that for you." And he kind of gives everyone sort of like a look that, like, this this is a little bit suspicious, and he's a bit worried.
Yeah,
So you
that's
can't be
fishy.
just reaching for your dagger.
Uh,
No,
feel
no, I
Mm.
think he should. Well, I know Moria on her end will say, yeah, probably best if you don't open it, cause it's none of ours.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't recognize it.
yeah, Camille's mind is immediately going. Oh, well,
Really, you might
so we
want
Rick
to
know
has
what
step
got too
genre
much
back.
he's from.
experience.
Right.
Really, you might want to step back.
Yeah, both she and Angelique are definitely gonna do that. I think Angelique probably summons her little scythe, like, just to be safe, and is hovering in front of her. Meanwhile, Ari is probably, like, kinda hiding at the back of the group, just to be safe, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
do have find traps if you don't mind.
"Oh, well, if you wouldn't mind." And he'll, hold the gift out for you, to scan it, basically. He's not gonna let Camille
Mhm.
touch it, though, 'cause, if this is something dangerous, he doesn't want the 9-year-old touching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thankfully it's 120 feet, so he is very much staying the fuck away.
Excellent.
uh, but here is the spell.
Alright.
Essentially, you sense the presence of any trap within range that is within line of sight. A trap for the purpose of this spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect you consider harmful or undesirable, which was specifically intended as such by its creator. Thus, the spell would sense an area affected by the alarm spell, a glyph of warding, or a mechanical pit trap, but would not reveal a natural weakness in the floor, an unstable ceiling, or a hidden sinkhole. It merely reveals that a trap is present. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger posed by a trap you sense.
Hmm. So I've shown you the description of the what's inside that present, and so my question is, like, would a cursed item count under this? Because it does mention spells. So
Mhm. If it The wording's a bit weird, but essentially
yeah, that's my
in
thought.
this case, a trap indicates anything intended to cause harm. So the wording of it also means you could use it to find loopholes in legal documents.
Right.
Well, that's
uh,
true.
I
That's
love that.
That is
amazing.
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a really funny spell because of that. So
Mm.
it doesn't matter if it's magical or mundane, just that there is something here that is meant to cause harm.
Right.
If I'll give you the say as to whether or not the present itself counts, or if it's what inside, because
Because it's
it
more like the
says line of
enchantment on it.
sight.
Because the thing is, like, it's
Yeah,
not like technically intent, like, 'cause it's less intended to harm and more for like a different purpose. But the thing is that, like, harm could be a consequence of what it's enchanted with.
yeah. So I'd say it would count as harmful or undesirable, considering
Yeah,
what it is.
so I think it
Though,
probably does ping. So
mhm, yeah, Camille would inform everyone like that is a trap. Um, I don't really get much more than that though.
Mm.
Uh, but
mm,
if it is something like, say, a bomb, maybe we shouldn't have someone open it physically with their hands.
indeed, I was thinking something similar. Let me double check his. I don't think he has mage hand, but let me double check.
Azumi has mage hand.
Oh, perfect. Uh,
Did we
Mhm.
maybe open
Does
it somewhere else?
yeah,
Yeah,
Azumi
Outside?
yeah,
suggests that they take it outside to open it.
Mhm.
and
Okay, yeah, he does
does
not have mage
anyone
hand.
have identify does anyone have identify on hand? Maybe if that would go more into what might be inside it.
Uh,
Uh, I do have identify. It would not work because, if I remember correctly, identify is touch. So he'd have to be touching
Ah,
the cursed
Yeah, so you'd have
object.
to touch the object. So
Mhm.
okay, never mind then. Uh,
hmm.
better go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. Okay, so yeah, you guys put on your coats and you go outside. I think I know there's the garden, but they probably wouldn't want that getting blown up, even if most of the plants are dead under the snow. So I'd say like I know there is like kind of a receiving area in the back of the manor where like folks would like they'd receive like orders of like deliveries of like food and other things they've ordered.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
It's kind
right.
of like a
Mhm.
courtyard sort of area. So that's probably the safest place to do so.
Yeah.
So Xavier will set the
Yeah.
box down a fair distance away, and whoever wants to use their mage hand to open it.
Azumi will.
Mm-hmm.
They're all standing a fair distance away, I
Yeah.
assume.
Oh, definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Trance still has Misty Step ready just in case.
Hmm.
Mor- Moria just like discreetly has her lance if in case there'll be a problem.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
sorry,
Ori's still at the back of the group, like just watching carefully.
Yeah, Camille's probably next to her because he is supposed to be a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sorry. As Azumi's like mage handing this, just kind of making sure it's far away, but not too far out of the range of mage hand, and opening the box. He's got this expression, just
For those of
completely
you listening,
unimpressed.
it is the disappointed neutral, I believe would be the best description.
Yeah, it is.
Unimpressed.
Unimpressed, yeah.
Yeah.
Unimpressed. Yeah.
Yep.
It
Same
is the
shit as
most
always.
Yeah.
flat-looking expression you can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like he's like, oh, of fucking course.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. It's
Why we can't have
I'm.
nice things.
Yeah. Well, had to come for real
It really do
eventually.
the same shenanigans as always.
Yeah, for
Mm.
Yep.
real. But he's opening it with the mage hand.
Yeah. All right. So presumably you pull on one of the ribbons to undo the bow at the top and lift the little lid, and nothing happened. There isn't any explosion. You don't have like any like spikes shooting out. It appears to be inert. So, but you're gonna have to get closer to see what's actually inside the box.
Alright. Azumi's gonna tell the others to stay back. Xavier can come if he wants, because he knows that Xavier's Aurelia's bodyguard.
Yeah, exactly. So he would want to go as well. And plus, like Azumi's a guest too, so he doesn't want him getting hurt either. So if it's between the two of
Yeah.
them, then Xavier would rather take the hit, so to speak. So
Yeah, so
Mhm.
he's gonna
And
go. What?
and like Moria will stay in place just so like so there's someone to kind of be there if an attack comes towards Aurelia and
Yeah.
yeah,
Camille. So
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, Camille's good back here unless it's a bomb, in which case he it,
it's
he
it's
assumes
fine.
Azumi will let him know.
Yeah, Azumi can let the alert, and Camille can be handed over like the gift he is.
Yeah.
God, oh man.
Um. But yeah,
So
Azumi's
yeah,
approaching.
you and Xavier go to examine the contents of the box. So, what you find inside is, well, the top of the box, like on top of it, of whatever's inside there, which is like wrapped in like paper. Uh, there is a letter, and on the letter, to the surprise of absolutely no one, there is a little seal that is in the shape of a pumpkin.
Called it.
Oh, what a
Yep.
delightful little gift a certain friend of ours has given us. He tosses it to the side.
That jerk
Yeah.
again?
Uh,
I think
He really
Xavier
just
will go
doesn't
to.
know when to quit, does he?
Yeah. I think Xavier will like catch the letter
I
as it flies away.
see.
Like, now just a moment. Perhaps we shouldn't throw it away immediately without reading it. He might be some useful information on here, though. Granted, given who it's from, that's not entirely likely. But still, I think it might be a waste to throw it away.
Hmm.
It could be good to know what's on it.
At the very least, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. And I will note underneath. Will Zumi like open up the paper inside to see like what else is in the box?
Yeah.
All right. So you find there is a pair of very pretty sparkly red shoes, like women's
Oh
shoes, like
no.
heels, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to be anything odd about them on just like, first glance. They just seem like a very nice pair of shoes. But actually, since Azumi is looking at it, I'm gonna have him roll a history check.
A history?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your history mod, my boy? Okay. Okay. 15.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably enough. So yeah, Azumi, since the Prince of Gourds is brought up, you're probably
Okay.
racking your brain of like, the last time you encountered him to like see if there's any connection that, what these shoes might be. And you do recall during that creepy little theater show he did when he was telling everyone about the deal that Aurelia's mom made way back when, that her mother, throughout that thing, was wearing a pair of sparkly red shoes, very similar to these ones.
He kind of hisses under his breath, just. Do not let Aurelia near these things.
And Xavier nods, understood, and he'll probably put the lid back on them, and
Mm.
Zumi can take the
What
box
is
and
it? What's the situation then?
Aurelia. Oh, my throat. Hang on.
oh no.
Oh,
Aurelia, do you remember back during our first meeting, the Prince of Gourds oh so graciously described to us how what happened with your mother and that she was wearing a specific pair of shoes?
Let me have her roll history as well. I'll give her advantage because Azumi's reminding her. 24, yeah, she definitely remembers. And yeah, I think you see her face just turn like very pale, not from the cold, but just shock and fear just remembering this. Like, is is that is that what's in the
I don't know if it's the exact same pair, but it is similar enough. Um, don't come near this.
She nods, and I think she's probably now like whoever will allow her. She's probably clinging to like the nearest person. Probably gonna be Moria, I'd say.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Moria would absolutely like allow her.
Yeah.
Mm.
Camille's in shifting into case mode, so he's probably going to head closer to Xavier and Izumi, and is just. And can I take a look?
If you'd like to, just be very careful with it. We don't know if it. Well, your spell did go off, so there's a chance that it may be enchanted. So do be cautious.
That's what I figured.
Mhm.
I have identify, and he's going to. Let's see. Is he going to? He's going to fumble.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh, buddy.
So let's. Okay, I do have my d20 out. So let's see. What does that net from his fumble chart? Okay. He pulls out a very, very large, comfortable knit sweater that Trance might be able to recognize
Nice.
as it is Juby's, and he's just, "That is not what I wanted."
I think
I feel like Trance is
Xavier
just
kind of
kind of
like.
watching, but he's trying not to smile, but he's smiling.
I think Xavier
Like,
kind of smirks and is like, "That's very kind of you, young Master Christie, but I'm not feeling very cold right now." Kind of chuckles.
"Shiro, can you bite him?" As he's stuffing it back into his hammer space.
Azumi casually lowers the mask over his face.
Alright.
Moria, like if any of them is looking at Moria, she's got a bit of a smile now, even as she's like put an arm on Aurelia to try comfort her.
While this
Aw.
is happening, Azumi will take the note from Xavier to read it over.
Yeah, I think Xavier probably read through the thing just to make sure there's not like, something where like if he reads it then it'll like activate a spell or something, but he's confirmed that it's safe.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I think if you guys are cool with it, I will read off the letter for y'all.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
read it. It's gonna take a while on my end.
Definitely.
Hats.
It's gonna take a
Godspeed.
while on my end.
Hats.
That's you. Okay, so while Camille is unloading his inventory onto the ground, so because I'm a fan of this trope, I think what happens is like Azumi starts reading the letter. Would he read it aloud to everybody, or?
He'll read it over first and then read it out loud.
Yeah, and so yeah, he'll do that. But I think when he gets to the point where he's reading it aloud, it does the thing where like it starts like him reading it in his voice, and then it slowly transitions into the prince's voice.
Ooh,
Ah,
I
yes,
love that.
cartoon logic.
Ooh, fun.
I love that.
I love when people do that with letters. It's such a cool thing. Which means
Mhm.
I get to do my prince voice again, which I'm very happy about.
Yes, do it.
Mhm.
Channeling that bastard energy. Come on. To Aurelia, all the little voices in your head, and my traitorous disgrace of a daughter, Angelique.
Ew.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
Already off to a great start.
Yikes.
Right?
Yeah, and I think Aurelia definitely flinches at that, and Angelique just like grimaces, clutching her scythe a little bit tighter. I do hope that the lot of you have enjoyed this past year, made the most of your freedom and all that. As I'm sure you're aware, you still have something that belongs to me, and I intend to get it back by any means necessary. However, it's only fair that I give you one last chance to return it to me before I use more, shall we say, aggressive methods. But if you're hesitant to do so because you're afraid one or both of your lives will be endangered, I'm delighted to inform you that I have a solution to our little conundrum. Yes, I have devised a deal that will not only return my stolen power, but will also spare Angelique's life, and even allow Aurelia to keep her magic. I'm sure by now you must be wondering what the terms of this deal might be, yes? Well, unfortunately, I can't tell you in this letter. You'll have to come to me if you want to hear the full details. As for how to find me, simply use the gift I've included in the package this letter is enclosed in. You're exempt from my usual rules, by the way, so you'll be able to enter my domain without issue. As for any of your friends who may be reading this letter, assuming they haven't all left you behind and found something better to do with their lives, and I think like Q like collective
Jeez.
like just annoyed like
I
upset
Ugh.
face
roll.
from everybody.
Yeah.
Grumble.
Yeah.
Moria
Grumble,
just
grumble.
under her breath going, Clown Man really just saying go to a secondary location, huh?
But yeah, continuing. If you wish to accompany her to this meeting, then you will be required to bring the requisite offerings all who wish to enter my domain must obtain: the tender flesh, the sweetest nectar, and good company. My marquise will provide these for you, assuming you are able to track them down and pass their trials, that is. I look forward to seeing you, and I do hope you make the right decision. And if you don't, well, the terms of our contract will keep you safe from me, but I can't say the same for those you've come to care for. Do keep that in mind, won't you? Sincerely yours. And at the bottom of the letter, it's written in like very fancy like handwriting sort of script, and it's infernal. But Xavier can confirm, since he can read infernal, that it's basically says like Asmo, the Prince of Gourds, and it has like a whole bunch of like his other titles, which I will not be listing out because I haven't like written all those down.
There's probably too many to keep track of, anyways.
It runs off the
Exactly.
paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It just fills up like the bottom half of the paper, basically.
Mhm.
He had to write the text really small to fit all of his titles in.
Yeah.
Can I roll? Is Camille still fumbling?
Yeah, I have the finished list.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
geez.
boy.
So This is all probably happening while Azumi's reading it. Camille is listening. However, the dice have not been nice to him.
For extra
Uh,
comedy,
Oh,
can we just say
fair.
that like because like he's pulling out so much stuff,
Wow.
Xavier, being polite as he is offering to like hold whatever he pulls out, and he has like
yeah,
an armful of stuff.
Oh, jeez.
The
yeah,
butterfly charm returns!
Oh,
Aw.
it's the soccer ball that Lucius signed.
yeah.
We get a couple of books in there,
Oh my goodness, Da Vinci Code.
and we got calling
Mhm,
cards from both the Spirit Rogues and Phantom L.
mhm. Yeah, the Spirit Rogue's calling card is not handed over because that's a special item TM.
Yeah.
But the Phantom L calling card is handed with a small, you can keep this one. It's
Xavier
probably,
looks at
it
her remark
probably,
like, well, the young mistress might like that. She is a bit of a fan of his.
yeah, it's probably on the back as instead of a actual calling card, it's probably just the Phantom L doodle with a tongue sticking out of it.
Little smiley face one.
Yeah.
Take the L.
hmm
Mhm.
But but yeah, so he does eventually pull out a magnifying glass that
Hey, nice.
our that our friend Izumi had
Every time
gave the
Camille
boy.
every
Hmm?
time Camille pulls this out and Azumi can see it, he's like entirely delighted but never expresses it.
Oh,
Aww.
Aw.
Even funnier now because I imagined him reading the entire note while still wearing the Oni mask.
That's amazing.
It's fine.
It
It helps
works. I
hide
mean,
the murderous rage.
yeah.
True.
Honestly, whatever expression Izumi has by the time he's finished reading the letter is probably scarier than the Oni mask, so better to hide that.
Better.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it. It's fine. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so he's going to expend a charge from it to cast Identify. And let
All
me
right.
hand
And I,
you the rules for that.
yeah, if I remember correctly, I believe it will like basically give us the description of them if it's a magic item, right?
Mhm. You,
Yeah.
if it's a magic item or other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement, how many charges it has. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it.
All
Um,
right. Yeah, sounds good. So I'm basically just gonna give you the description I wrote for this item just to keep it simple.
yeah,
So,
it's
enchanted
basically.
shoes. Yeah. So this is a cursed item, to the surprise of absolutely no one, and that's why it's pinged the trap thing earlier. A pair of beautiful sparkling red heels that are enchanted to perfectly fit the feet of whoever puts them on. Upon seeing the shoes, specifically this effect, I will note is like for who the shoes were specifically made for. Not everybody who looks at the shoes will proc this basically. Upon seeing the
Mhm,
shoes, make a whiz save. On a failure, you will be compelled to put the shoes on your feet. Once the shoes are on, you will need to repeat the whiz save to resist the compulsion to keep them on and be able to remove them. When the shoes are put
mhm,
on for the first time, the wearer will be compelled to sing about their heart's desire. Illusions cover their vision with dreamlike scenes that match the song, making them unaware of their surroundings until the song is over. When wearing the shoes, the wearer will know the direction of where to find the entrance to the Prince of Gord's domain, as well as the entrance to the trial grounds of his two marquees. However, it also afflicts the wearer with the spell Gias, its command being, find the Prince of Gords and obtain your heart's desire by any means necessary.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
All
That's
right,
messed up.
so Camille's going to be very picky about the information he shares, simply because coming off of a letter like that, uh, which is all but goading Aurelia into finding the Prince of Gourds alone and
Mm-hmm.
taking a deal. The last thing he wants to say is, "Oh, by the way, these shoes give you the way to him." Uh,
Yeah. I know Aurelia definitely looks pretty
Yeah.
shaken after listening to that letter, and I think Angelique at this point has probably like gone over to the box and like she looks like she really wants to like just like Well, if she can't smash the shoes, at the very least, she wants to like smash the box that they were in to like get her anger out because she is pissed.
Mhm.
As she has every
Yeah.
right to be.
Yeah.
If everybody's
Yeah.
okay with it, Azumi might just hold up the box for her and she can slice it with the scythe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she will absolutely like. I think she's probably like.
We don't want
She's probably
Aurelia
hitting him
to
with like
lay
kind of the
eyes on.
blunt end of the scythe, like where the handle is, and like the weight of the scythe like just smashed into the ground, and she's just like smashing it over and over, just shouting like, "Stupid, stupid! Leave us alone! Just why can't you just leave us alone?"
Mhm. Yeah, so I think what Camille shares is that these issues can only affect Aurelia. They will affect her upon her seeing them, in which they will compel her to put them on and sing and dance about her heart, quote unquote, heart's desire. Uh, for basically making her lose touch with reality with illusions. And he's probably going to, through live omission, make it seem. He's also going to share that it's going to put her under Gias uh, by the Prince of Gourds. Uh, and through live omission is likely going to try and have it seem like the intent is to, cause problems with the fact that she can't see what she is around her and thus could get into some very, very dangerous situations.
Uh-huh.
But is going to leave out the this lets you know the prince how to get to the Prince of Gourds.
Right. I'm just gonna have her, if
So
it's cool with you, I'm gonna have her roll an insight on this. So,
yes, and I shall roll a
oh boy.
deception.
Well, it's a 21,
Oh
but
boy.
honestly, I don't know how good Camille's deception mod is, so we'll see.
Well, you see.
Yeah. I had a feeling, because, I mean, this is the AI server, so.
Also,
Mhm.
doesn't Camille have like rogue classes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has expertise in deception.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
yeah. I'm not having him use anything like guidance because that would be very obvious that he is using
Yeah.
a buff. So let me just roll. Okay. You didn't have to
Is-
do it like that.
Oh
That
boy.
bodes really well.
So,
28, yeah.
Oh geez.
Yeah.
I do. I'm so fucking sorry to Aurelia.
Yeah.
He just he'll likely share it if it seems like it can be information that she can handle at some point. Though right now he's like, I should probably talk to the others about this before we let Aurelia know what's up.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mhm.
I will say she will kind of question, like, why did the letter say, actually I should do this in character. But then why did the letter say that it would help me to find where he is? That's or specifically it was like, yeah, no, that is what it said. Like, why would it say to use the gift to find him? Was he just lying about that?
Uh, I don't know. It's possible that I missed something. I'm still learning.
Oh my god.
Oh
Oh,
no,
that wasn't it. Camille's laugh.
background noise.
Oh
No,
no,
Got you,
That's you,
Abby.
Avi.
the cars.
That's
Got
you.
you.
Mhm,
Oh goodness. All right, well, Abby takes care of that. God.
mhm. Yeah, I think. Uh, oh, I'm so sorry, Avi. I think as Camille talks, he likely is probably going to use Thieves Can't. Because I'm pretty sure Aurelia doesn't know Thieves Can't being a warlock.
No,
Uh,
she does not. While you're doing that, I'm gonna roll whiz save, not for the shoes, but like for a different thing, because she's in quite a bit of distress at the moment, and I want to see if she'll make a switch or not.
Oh.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Poor Aurelia.
Oh, that's not
Oh
one.
Oh, that's an ad
no.
one.
Switch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she's
Oof.
like kind of just straight up zoning out for a while, and which well, it kind of works because like you guys can be like talking in Thieves' Cant, but she's definitely out of it as she's making probably a very long switch.
Hmm. Yeah, I do not
Yeah.
have the brain cell to. Camille normally does Thieves' Cant in Sign, which helps me because normally Thieves' Cant is done by interspersing certain code words throughout dialogue, so that's very thought intensive.
Hmm.
Instead, he is probably going to sign in Thieves' Cant, so whoever knows it would likely understand that uh, it's a very simple message about we should talk, and then the word choose.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think Xavier's
Moria
probably
Okay.
is
raising a bit of an
noting
eyebrow at
that.
this. He can't understand Thieves' Cant, but he does like knows you guys talking in a different language for some reason, but. I think he's like not gonna say anything because like clearly there's probably a reason for why you're doing this.
Hmm. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is in Sign, so he's still speaking in regular old common. He's just casually making hand gestures that he would not maybe normally make.
Right, right.
Xavier likely probably would still notice, knowing Xavier.
Yeah. So he takes note of it, but like he's not gonna call you out on it. So.
Hmm. Yeah, because Camille's intent is mainly just Aurelia should not know about this yet. He doesn't, because if she's anything like he is, if he was given a magical little dangerous ticket to find the big bad who's ruined his life, he would take it no hesitation.
Hmm.
so, so he's trying to be a bit smart about this.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Unfortunately, Trance does not know Thieves' Cant, so he's just but he knows, he can kind of see, like,
I think the only ones who would know then are Azumi and Moria.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Rogue
detective
gaming, I
specialties.
guess. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, at the very least, they probably have a better shot of engineering a situation where they can talk without the mirror system present.
Yeah.
Uh, because Camille is supposed to be 9,
Mhm.
so there's
Right.
only so much he can do without, blowing it.
Alerting her that something's going
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So I say like you guys have enough time to like relay this to the other as well. Well, the mirror system is switching out, and once she kind of comes to and like her vision clears up a bit, yeah, I think those who know of her condition definitely notice that like her eyes are looking like a whole lot more tired. So you can probably guess who's currently fronting.
Hmm.
I think she kind of like she'll kind of mutter like, "Should have known we've been having it too good for too long."
Moria doesn't say anything, and as is, I don't think she's been informed.
I
Uh,
don't believe.
but
I'm trying to remember because she might have picked up on something during their like the first FBS they did ages ago, but I have to check. But well, I don't remember if she like figured out the other condition or not. I know Trance definitely doesn't know, but Camille and Azumi do.
Hmm.
yeah, it's Moria hasn't been outright informed, I don't think.
Okay, in that
Um,
case, as far as Moria and Trance can tell, it just seems more like she suddenly got really depressed, which very understandable given the situation.
Very understandable.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I feel like
well,
you pass her
Moria
on the
doesn't.
shoulder gently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, Moria doesn't say anything yet. Aurelia's getting a squeeze around the shoulder.
Hmm. Well, technically it's Evelyn right now, but well, as far as
Yeah, yeah,
as Moria knows, it's Aurelia. So.
yeah.
Morski Toonkind.
A cartoonist version of my son goes hi hi.
How'd you get in here? But But yeah, I think Camille is likely, now that some people have been informed that there is information about the shoes that he has to share, he's probably gonna swap the topic a bit because there is also another thing that is concerning him, which is
Mhm.
how did the present end up here?
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know as well.
We haven't seen
Hmm.
anyone suspicious come through.
And
Xavier, the oh,
sorry, you go.
Xavier, the manor is hollowed, right?
And Xavier will nod. He says, "Yeah." He looks like he's kind of like thinking about something, like trying to recall something. Like, yes, yes, indeed. All the entrances are hallowed, so nothing demonic would be able to pass through any of the doorways.
What about the
It,
windows?
unfortunately, we weren't able to extend the hollowing to all throughout, but it is technically possible. However, we do keep the windows locked. Um,
Is
so if
it you go?
sorry, it's not impossible, but it would be rather difficult.
Hmm.
And also, I'm gonna say out of character, like I think like most of the windows of the manor probably don't like open all the way. Like you can crack a window to like let air in, but they're not. You'd have to like take out the whole window to get through, and that would make a lot of noise breaking the glass.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
And if it was the Prince of Courts himself, there wouldn't make sense to just drop that and not try and take Angelique himself,
Yeah.
cause an altercation. So
So
Hmm.
there's likely someone else involved.
someone else who is not demonic.
Indeed,
Mhm.
and it's
Is
possible he
it
could have
only
someone working
hollowed?
for him.
Mhm. Is it only hollowed uh against demonic forces, or is it also hollowed against fey creatures and the like?
Well, I do believe it covers the entire list: Fae, celestial, demonic, and so on.
All right. So that does mean that the perpetrator is likely a humanoid of some sort.
Mm.
Indeed, and unfortunately I may have an idea of when this may have occurred, because early this morning we did have a delivery of food come in.
Mm.
It was our
And
usual, yeah, it was our usual
you go.
supplier, but now that I think about it, there may have been a few extra hands there due to how busy they get during the holiday season. Unfortunately, I was rather preoccupied myself going over the list with him, so I didn't get a good look at everyone. And
Mhm.
I think at this point might be a good time for our special guest to wander outside. Because hey, everybody's like just kind of hanging out in the receiving courtyard. What's up with that? Why aren't they at the party? So
You
Keep
keep
launch
your
if
cutting
you're
out.
the.
hit.
Oh shoot. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Okay.
Hit.
Hello. Okay.
There we
Hello.
go.
Okay.
Hi.
But yeah, launch if you're there. If you want to unmute.
Yippee.
Hey.
Yippee!
Guest
Hello.
starring me.
Guest.
Yeah.
Yay!
So,
Dun dun
Ferris,
dun.
you've probably been like wandering around taking care of chores and whatnot, but you notice that like everybody who's supposed to be in the
That's
sitting
that's
room,
what Xavier thinks.
yeah, yeah, everyone who's supposed to be like inside at the little party in the sitting room, they're all like gathered out in the courtyard for some reason, and that's weird. You should probably like see what's going on.
Is everyone all right? You
Oh.
see, I don't know how many people have been here before, but you may or may not recognize the gardener, Ferris. Uh, bright, bright blonde hair. Has a like nice little hat on his back. Currently, he is bandaging one of his fingers, and sucking on the other one because, well,
Aww.
Xavier might have thought he's
Oh.
been doing chores. Who knows what he's been doing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Aw.
I think Xavier would probably like
Don't worry
notice
about
this
it.
and like immediately go over to fuss over him, like oh goodness, what have you done to your hands now? And he'll like look over
No,
there and
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's nothing bad.
he gives you a like
He just kind of like
a
puts
very
his hand
flat
behind his
look.
back, make sure Xavier's like. Mm-mm-mm.
Ferris, let me
Zuby's
see.
gonna pull up the mask again, take it off.
Yeah.
Oh! That's a mighty neat mask it is.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Oh, it's a Ferris, isn't it?
Yes.
Good to
Were
see you.
you able to see the shipment that came in for what was it, food this morning?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh
You and
yeah.
Archibald were moving boxes, as I do recall.
Yes. The two of us took care of it. What about it?
Well,
Was there anyone there who might have been acting odd, you did not recognize, or anything along those lines?
I mean, I'm not the greatest at knowing what counts as acting odd here and all. I'm not the greatest people person, but Archie didn't say that anything was wrong, so there was a lot more people than usual because there was a lot more food than usual.
Did any of them separate from the group at any point?
Not more than usual. No, I don't think so. We just needed more hands to get the food off. I mean, there was, like I said, there was more people than usual, and I didn't recognize many of the faces.
Hmm.
Is it
Oh,
normally the
those-
same people who deliver, or do they use different people each time?
Usually it's the same amount of people every time. Usually Archie only calls me to help if there's like a lot of food, and there was a lot of food because it's all the holidays and it's so exciting, but it's not exciting now, I'm assuming.
if I may ask, so you were able to recognize some of the faces, right? Do you think
Oh
you
yeah,
might
some of
be
them were
able?
usual.
I think
Could
at
you
this point,
tell us
Evelyn
Most of
will
them were
chime in. I think
twos.
Evelyn will chime in, like, Ferris, were any of the people working real kind?
Oh, hi, Lady Evelyn. Yes, there was one real kind. I didn't say anything about it because, I mean, I'm real kind, so I didn't think there was anything odd about it.
Right. And
Should
I
I
think
have said
everybody.
something about that?
Ferris, I'm gonna have you roll a history check to see if you can remember what exactly that particular real kind fellow looked like.
History check for my boy. One of my
Yeah,
favorites.
because he's got very high
Oh.
History
scores
check
today.
for my
Sunshine boy.
strength based little sunshine boy.
I'm sure Lunch only plays the smartest and wisest of individuals.
Yeah.
Yup.
I bestow upon my favorite characters the badge of honor. A negative instant. That's a 6.
6.
That's a
Yeah,
6.
unfortunately, you don't really get much. You know that they were like a young man, but that's about all you can remember. You don't recall like what their hair or eye color was or anything.
I mean, it was.
I
I mean,
have a
it was a
shitpost.
boy. I could.
Mhm.
I mean, if it's about this, I could maybe. Say.
What were you
It
saying,
might be,
Morski?
unfortunately. Well, I had a
Well,
shitposty question. Was the boy a twink?
Oh my gosh.
no.
I want that twink obliterated.
You're welcome.
I don't know what that means.
Don't worry
Xavier
about
I
sighing, like,
guess
it's probably best if you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moria was asking about what this person's build was. Were they large or tall or small or thin?
I don't remember it much. I just know it was a fella. I think it was. No, I'm not
Right.
sure. The more I think about it, I just know he was a real kind, like us.
Okay, that's a 17 from Xavier. I just rolled off server. Yeah, he'll say like, now that I recall, I do believe I did catch a glimpse of someone. They were a young man. They had reddish hair and freckles. I didn't get a chance to see the eye color because they were wearing a hat.
Wait. Can I
That
have
sounds like
Trance
someone
roll
from
history?
Abaddon.
Trance can absolutely roll history.
Yes. Okay, this. Because I think 15.
15. Hey, Trance, that sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? Like, you remember a while back during October, you ran into that kid who was like chasing down a goat. That's a very similar description.
Yeah, I feel like There's a second or two after Xavier describes him. It's just like, wait, I think I've met that person.
Really now?
Oh?
Hmm.
Yeah. He got loose of a goat. I helped him catch it.
And I think Evelyn like goes pale again, as if she couldn't get any more pale after the first time. Like,
Oop.
a goat. No, maybe it's just a coincidence, but no, it can't be. I mean,
Mm.
Lady Evelyn, do you want me to get you some water or something?
yes, please. She'll nod.
Or I can go get Archibald if you want. He might remember more.
Please do so.
Thank you,
all
dear.
right.
Never mind.
I'll be back.
All right, thanks, Ferris.
And make sure you bandage your hands, Ferris. Xavier will call out to him.
Say?
What'd you say, Kit?
No. As he's leaving,
Kit?
Xavier calls out like,
Kid?
"Oh no." Okay, can you hear me now?
Hello?
Kit,
I
No.
can't believe Kit is pecking
No.
dead.
Ferris killed Kit.
Testing. Hello.
There we go. Hi, Kit.
Yay!
Okay, yeah, this windstorm is really messing with it, I guess. But yeah,
It's
no, as
alright.
Ferris is
You
leaving,
cut out-
Xavier calls out to like make sure to finish bandaging your hands as well, basically.
Aw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Finishing that.
Xavier's a big old softy at heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely not. No mother hen tendencies here at all. What are you talking about?
Totally not.
Yeah, I think. But Camille will probably also, while they're waiting for Archibald to be caught in, would probably say something like, since we have a description, we can also ask the delivery company themselves if they had any new hires that fit that description.
Yeah.
He'd
Uh,
probably be working under a false name, but even if he is, people like to go to the same ones or have a certain preference for some. So it might be useful to do
Indeed.
that.
There is a good chance that this person was a temporary help hired specifically as for a seasonal position, so to speak. But I will make a point to call the delivery company when I have an opportunity to at my soonest convenience. In the meantime, Avi was asking Azumi wants to see if the note is danger in any matter. What do you mean by that, Avi?
Mostly because he wants to give it to either Evelyn or Angelique to destroy because they look like they need to.
Yeah, no, the note is fine. There's no
Yeah.
enchantments on the note. It's just a normal piece of paper.
Right.
Yeah, I want to get a copy of that as evidence, but
Yeah.
Takes out a picture of takes out the plot device to get several pictures.
Yeah.
yeah.
And once you're finished
Actu-
doing that, I think Evelyn will just like, oh yeah,
Actually, it might just be better to just give them the paper that was in the box.
yeah,
wow.
Oh, yeah, could
Yeah.
destroy that.
yeah. Well, I mean, Evelyn, Angelique already smashed the box smashed it flat, but I think well, whether or not you let her destroy the letter, Evelyn's definitely gonna go over, and I think she's just gonna casually cast Scorching Ray at the box.
Yeah, that's fair of her.
That's fair. That's
Just
fair.
obliterate
Get
it.
its ass.
Okay.
And
So
then she turns around and just like, okay, now I feel better.
good on you. So I'm gonna have Trance roll for his notebook so he can sketch out because he remembers who this is. So I feel like he tried to sketch it out.
Good call.
Um,
And also,
and
Evelyn will explain what the whole deal with the goat is. That basically, actually, because Trance was at the meeting, but Moria wasn't. But just for the sake of at least for the audience sake, if nothing else, that the Prince of Gord is very much associated with specifically goat eyes. Like his like single cyclops eye, like it has like a goat pupil, and he's like basically goat eyes are associated with him. It's the emblem that people who make contracts with him get on their skin, that sort of thing.
Ah, I see.
Hence why
so
this
it's
is supposed to
probably a
have
pretty
like
rough sketch.
yeah. So basically, that's why they're thinking like if this kid had a goat, then like it's possible that like
Oh,
maybe that has
Okay.
something to do with the prince.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, 12.
Okay,
I think
so
with 12, like, you get, like, pretty decent sketch. It's not, like, super detailed. Like, you probably don't bother with shading or anything, but I think that's enough to,
right,
like, get a good idea.
yeah. He said his name was Eustace, but there was a pause before he said it, so I don't think that was his real name.
It's
Ah.
not.
Hmm.
Evelyn will say, the freckles are different, but that's definitely him. That's my brother, Hugo.
Ah. Ah. Great.
Yeah.
Trance
You know
internally beating himself up for catching the goat now.
Hmm.
Oh no, Trance, it's
Oh,
okay. It's
buddy.
not your
He
fault.
didn't know.
Oh,
He
buddy.
didn't know. He thought he was just doing his good deed for the day.
Oh. Evelyn just
Ah,
kind of, like,
how it
sighs,
be?
like, well, I guess we know for a fact that he's alive now. Assuming this is
This is
him.
some party.
Mm-hmm.
Archie just kind of rolls up. You note he's also bandaging his hands. Um, no comment on that.
Xavier
But he's
also
got
raising an
he's.
eyebrow, like, okay, Ferris, I can understand, but you, what on earth are you up to?
Nothing to worry about. And he's just got one of his candy cigarettes between. He'll give a very crisp ice water to Evelyn.
Yeah.
As Ferris says, it
Take
was
it, she'll
emergency.
sip on that. Yes, we think there may have been a breach in security. And Xavier will recap the situation that they found a present that was unmarked, other than that it was for Aurelia, and that there was a cursed item inside, and that it's from the Prince of Gourds, who the whole team would have definitely been informed about like a while back. So you know that this is the guy that is trying to kidnap Angelique and ruin the Mirror System's life. So
Wait, present. Ferris. And you see peek his head out the door. Yes. Remember that present you found in the larder? Oh yeah, I put it back because Mr. Xavier was busy. Don't worry, I made sure it got exactly where it needed to go.
Xavier just like his face is like,
Oh no.
that's what you were shouting about. Oh, good heavens! And he kind of like does like not quite the face palm, but like like the knuckle to the forehead sort of thing. Like, god
Yeah.
damn it!
Yeah.
Yeah.
The face palm for the cooler characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Archie will kind of pick Ferris up by the scruff and be like, been a bit of a security breach. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I'm sorry. What was in it? Was it anything? What? Well, it wasn't a bomb. What was
No,
in it?
thankfully it wasn't
Uh,
anything immediately dangerous, but it was a cursed item that was intended for Lady Höfle.
Ooh, a cursed item. Could I see? Ferris.
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 Well, the magic stuff's all very interesting.
It's all well and good,
Ferris,
but it's
Ferris, we're not
cursed.
dealing with a cursed item. All right. Yeah, why don't you go help Leon? You've still got the burn ointment, yeah? Oh yeah, no, I'm making sure I get it to her. Alright, yeah, before Xavier starts giving us another side eye. Okay.
Tell Leah I
Xavier
said
smiles
hi.
impressively at the both of you.
And Archie.
Oh no, Launch, I think you cut off.
Archie doesn't make eye contact.
Wow.
Alright, so how bad is it? I mean,
Well,
something we gotta dispose of, or
I mean, if we gotta dispose of it, I have magic acid.
I think
Huh?
it's best that we hold on to it for now.
it's evidence in the case.
Alright.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was going to suggest we
wait a
burn it
second.
if all it is to curse me into humiliating myself, but if you think we should hold on to it, then I'll leave it to you. I'd rather have that thing as far away from me as possible.
Yeah, we might be able to learn a little more about how it was made or who made it Obviously you can't do it right here and now.
Yeah.
But you actually, Camille looks like he is about to start info dumping about magic forensics.
So it said in the note that it would be a. Would there be a way to like figure out how it works so that it gets? Sorry, I'm trying to piece the words together.
You're trying to say if there's a way to like use the shoes without them to like track down the prince and his marquise without like them activating the curse on Aurelia.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you. Read my mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it is possible. You're gonna have to basically take it away and like study the shoes for like a while. Maybe have someone who's an expert in enchantments to study the enchantment and see if they can possibly replicate it in a safer manner. Because then that way
I
you
have
can
a forensics expert. I
I
haven't used her in so long. You don't understand.
Moria voice, I do know someone, so.
Oh, well, I think it might be the same someone I know. It's a lot
Yeah.
easier to find out with a whole lab.
Yeah.
Interrupt this like revelation moment or anything, but and Archie will kind of. Is that you?
I think you cut off launch. You said you'll point at, and then you got cut off.
Points at Azumi.
The Reginald's.
You are the Reginald's boy. All right. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. Oh, it's nice to see you here. They're always asking about you.
Camille looks all the way up at Azumi and starts grinning.
Also looking at Azumi.
Trance just like, what?
Isn't saying anything, but she sure is watching right now.
Say something wrong?
Oh no.
No, just confused.
Camille, if you tell Leonardo about this, I am grounding you forever.
You can't
I thought that was Tome's job.
Dad.
I will get Tome to ground you.
Tome's not legally my dad. He's already tried to ground me, and he finger quotes Till college.
Till college.
Meanwhile,
yes, I remember that.
Wait, those were the birds that were at the interview, right? You know those guys?
Oh
No,
yeah,
my
we were.
roommates.
The Reginald's
with
interviewed
them.
here? Huh. Well, now I feel a bit bad for taking the. Well, no, I don't know how they do here. I don't think they do very well.
Well,
Azumi shakes his head.
I think
No, most likely not.
I suggest
they
I suspect they prefer detective work anyways.
If I recall, they came here applying for the butler position, but well, they attempted to commit fraud so that multiple of them could hold the position. So, and they were also rather chaotic. So, needless to say, not the best choice. No offense to them.
No, that checks out. That checks out. You know, but they're trying. You know, perhaps I didn't give them the best parenting advice all the time, but it was something.
They are the model example of a Toonkind.
You know, I think if they heard you say that, they'd probably be very proud.
Yeah, Camille pats Azumi's like, they did do a good job of Shiro.
Evelyn's kind of like tilting her head to the parenting advice thing, and then she kind of like connects, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what this is.
He puts his face in his hands.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, look at me talking about your folks while you're with friends. Sorry for embarrassing you. If you don't need me, I can get back to what I was doing. Unless you do need me.
What were you doing?
I was just about to ask.
You know. Chores.
No, I don't
Ah.
actually know. Would you care to enlighten us? Xavier's doing like
Uh.
the smirk with like the fangs peeking out.
Well, I think you got something a bit more important on your hands right now. So I gotta go make sure Leo's doing her chores as well.
Oh, tell her I
Prayers
said
all
hi.
generic stuff and things.
Yeah, I will.
Not Camille.
Good luck.
Before you go
just as
back
whatever mysterious
to
thing you're up to doesn't burn down the manor or something. Xavier will let him
before
know.
you go back to whatever it is, did we get any more information about Hugo from Archibald, or
I don't
I
think
think
anything
like
was
the
asked
one
about
detail
it.
yeah, I think the one detail was maybe that like there would have been a window for the person to sneak in, basically, because like Xavier was busy talking to the supplier, like checking out the list of inventory, and of course everyone was going back and forth with the boxes. So there would have potentially been an opportunity where Xavier wasn't watching the door, and thus somebody could have snuck in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Camille would probably ask that, and also just make sure that there wasn't anyone working alongside Hugo, because like that is something he wants to ensure. Because just going like, oh yeah, the one real kind is the only one we should be suspicious of, does rub wrong.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the
I'm
bloke
just gonna say,
was just part of a team.
yeah. I'm gonna
There
say,
was a whole
just out
team
of
of
character, as
Toonkind.
far as you can tell, there didn't seem to be anyone else who might have potentially been acting suspiciously. So, as far as you can tell, it was probably just Hugo working by himself.
All right.
Did seem kind of a loner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like he wanted the job over quickly.
Mm.
But then again, sometimes you just want the day to go by faster. Didn't think much of it. I'll think twice next time.
Indeed, and I do apologize as well for my oversight, and as Xavier will bow to Evelyn as well.
Oh.
No, it's get up. It's you don't need to do that. It's well, at the very least, nobody got hurt this time, so just be more careful in the future. Right.
We will be.
Let's get
Well,
back
so
inside. It's really cold out here, and Evelyn will kind of like wander back inside. Angelique perch on her shoulder.
Mhm.
yeah, we should probably figure out where to put the whole. He kind of gestures. He was gonna gesture to the box, but that's destroyed.
Yeah,
So
he
he's
shoes
The
like
kinda-
wrapped in
sackful
paper
issue.
so that Evelyn can't
Yeah.
see them. Yeah, I'm gonna say like if somebody wants to just like put it in their hammer space, that might be a safe place to keep them for now.
Trance does not have an open space.
I guess as the only one with a functional hammer space,
That is true.
even if it's halfway functional.
I was gonna
Izumi
say
and Moria are
functional in
both
theory,
real
at least.
kind.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Unless Izumi
Trance
wants
hasn't
to like
gotten
lock it up
around
in his
to his
little
cleaning yet.
suitcase or briefcase.
He doesn't have it with him right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair. So Camille probably stuffs it in his hammer space, and that does actually give him a pretty good opening to sort of tug on. But he'll probably tug on Xavier's coat cuff, as he's just actually, if we're gonna be sending the shoes off to the lab, can we talk to you to make sure that you're okay with what's going on? I wouldn't want to bother Aurelia with it. She's had enough for one day.
Yes, of course. Do whatever you need to with the shoes. Um, was there something else you needed to tell me? I did notice you whispering earlier. He'll kind of like crouch down to be at eye level with Camille, because he's very tall. He's like I think like 6'1", so
Camille, who is 2'8".
Oh, jeez.
He's probably still a bit taller even while crouching down, but it's fine.
yeah. At least he's closer to eye level. So yeah, Evelyn and Angelique are inside. So if you guys need to relay anything to Xavier, then you can do so without them hearing.
Yeah. If he'll probably look around for a moment before he's like, well, there's one more thing about the shoes that I didn't want to share at the moment. And he will triple check that Aurelia or Evelyn is not overhearing, um,
Yeah.
as well as Angelique, as
Yeah.
he's just um
Actually, I will say if you really want to be careful, I know Camille doesn't know Infernal, but Xavier does know Undercommon. So if you want to communicate, I think Xavier will say to him in Undercommon, like, "Would you prefer to speak this way so it's more discreet?"
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Camille blah blah blah. Brain words. uh
Mhm.
Camille will switch to Undercommon. I don't know if anyone else knows it.
Azumi does.
Hey,
All
nice.
right.
Moria does not, I'm afraid. She understands Grolix and she knows Primordial and Abyssal alongside Common.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We could say the
Terrence only
folks who
has
don't speak
Celestial in
Undercommon
common.
can maybe like follow the girls inside to keep an eye on them while the others are talking. If that's cool with you guys.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
they if you want
Okay.
Moria to know, we could always abuse Mind Link.
Oh,
That is true.
yeah.
Yeah.
That works. That works,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I
Azumi mind
think
links.
I think, Barnaby said Trance does know, or
Terrence only knows Celestial in common, so he gets to go
damn.
with Evelyn.
Alright.
Yeah. So we'll say that like all the information will at some point be shared between everybody, so everybody is in the know, just for
Alright,
simplicity's
yeah.
sake.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, so Camille switches to Undercommon because that is good to have an extra layer of security, as he is the Jews had one kind of big thing that I was leaving out, specifically to do with what the gas command is, and that is it kind of will give the wearer the location of how to find the Prince of Gourds, and the gas command is to find the Prince of Gourds to uh, I assume obtain your heart's desire, likely, and he does quotation marks, by any means necessary. I-
Mm.
It also lets the wearer know the entrance to the trial grounds of the Marquises.
And Xavier kind of nods along with the explanation. Doesn't look too surprised by it. Um,
Yeah.
well, that does make quite a bit of sense. That explains what he was saying in the letter. And I can see why you would not want Lady Hoffler to have heard about any of that.
Camille nods. I know that you would want to know, but I feel like you know, uh if I had a magic item that let me know where exactly the person who ruined my life is, I probably wouldn't listen to reason and put them on.
Indeed. Well, I'd like to think the best of my lady and that she would act rationally in such a situation. We can't exactly guarantee it, nor that all of them would act rationally, so to speak.
Camille nods. I
Mhm.
know that some of them would agree that it's too dangerous, but uh, others may not feel the same.
Right, maybe a bit more impulsive, so to speak. And to say
Mhm.
nothing of Angelique as well, who honestly I wouldn't put it past her to try and go by herself, if only to to protect them all. Still,
Yeah.
if it does have that ability, uh, this may be a bit of a stretch. I'm not well versed in enchantment magic, but would it be possible to reverse engineer that aspect of it to keep only the ability to track down the location of the prince and his marquise? If so, then
Oh no.
I'm not. Oh no,
We
is it
only
cutting out
heard.
again? Uh
Yeah, we
oh.
only heard
Yeah.
able to
We
track
heard track
down.
down. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was basically saying like if you could reverse engineer that effect and only that effect specifically to be able to track down the marquees without the drawbacks of it. Granted, I don't think it would be a good idea to have a Lady Höfle go into his domain, but having having a way to track the marquees, either to dispose of them or to obtain their respective offerings, is a way to get into his domain. At the very least, it could be a useful tool for us.
I'm not sure if forensics would be able to do that, but if an artificer just might, if we know the ins and outs of how it's done, will. I don't think I'm that good of an artificer, but it's definitely worth a try. It might still come down to Aurelia deciding to put them on, but if we can remove the danger from it and make sure that she's not going alone, then it would probably be safe to tell her.
Indeed,
And he,
certainly don't trust this offer deal, no matter how good it sounds. There's always some sort of caveat to these sort of things, no matter how promising it is.
mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks over to Azumi. That'd be your input.
Yeah, what's he thinking about all
Sorry.
this?
I'm like half zoned out.
You're good.
Yeah.
What was it exactly?
Basically, they were talking about if there's a way to sort of isolate the tracking part of the enchantment on the shoes, so that they can use them a bit more safely to either track down the marquees and destroy and kill them, or to get their offerings so that they can obtain passage into the prince's domain.
Would depend on the exact nature of the spell casting. If it is indeed a spell, in that case, the nature of the magic itself, and that is not something that forensic have to take quite a skilled artificer.
Mm-hmm. I think in the end we probably should take it to forensics, at least to. That way, once we find an artificer who could potentially rework the spell some, we wouldn't have to do as much guess. Because I know that we want to use a funny woman.
Mm-hmm.
Please. I haven't used her in so long.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, forensics can at least pick up magical signature and the exact strength of the magic and the I suppose little tidbits about the caster themselves.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, we're in agreement that it would be useful to keep the shoes around, if only to analyze them. Moreover, to
Mm-hmm.
keep them far away from Lady Höfle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If we are going to tell her eventually, it might be good to not keep the secret for too long. But you do know her better than I do.
Indeed, I think I will be able to break the news to her a bit better than anyone else might, though I do believe we should wait until she's in a better state of mind.
Right, of course.
At the very least, perhaps after the holidays, she deserves to at least try to enjoy herself before, well, everything gets rolling again, so to speak.
Mhm. And we can always say that it was something forensics picked up. After all, I am just a kid, so.
And Xavier kind of gives you like a very knowing smile, like, well, I wouldn't say that, but if you say so. He kind of just smiles at you.
Well, my height certainly says so.
Zumi's just gonna reach over and pat Camille on the head.
He makes a squeaky toy noise. This is a child.
Xavier has to stifle a little laugh at that.
Mhm. But yeah, that's what he wanted to tell them about.
Yeah.
So probably about time to go back in because Camille does
Yeah.
not want to get sick a
Yeah.
second time.
Yeah.
Which is completely
So yeah,
fair
you
because
guys
being
will head
sick
back
is the
inside.
worst.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like in the meantime, uh, Moria would have offered to try getting Evelyn a hot chocolate.
Yeah. There's probably like the stuff for hot chocolate set up.
Yeah. Invites Trance to help her.
Oh.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Trance
I
is
think Evelyn
definitely
probably
eyeing the
takes her.
marshmallows.
I was gonna say
Like,
Evelyn probably takes hers without marshmallows because she's not like as into sweet. She prefers like sort of the more bittersweet flavor.
ooh, dark chocolate.
Mhm.
Yeah, Angelique will take a
Okay.
marshmallow though, because if it's one of those like big marshmallows, she can just like hold it
Mhm.
in her hands and just like munch on pieces of it.
I
Oh.
Yeah,
love that.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
I always have to take advantage of the fact that Angelique is Ibby Bibby.
Ibby Bibby.
Oh, it'd
It's her
Bibby.
right.
I feel like partway through, Trance makes like a little snowman out of the marshmallows to set next to Angelique.
Oh.
Aww, aw, that's too cute to eat.
Yeah, but it's the same
You have her
size
out
as
as like a
you.
decoration, so.
Mhm.
You put it on the tree.
Aww. Well, just be careful of the candles. I mean, they're magic candles, but it might toast the marshmallows a tiny bit if it gets too close.
Yeah,
That's
I'll put it.
funny.
I'll put it a little lower.
Yeah. Aw, very cute. But I think Evelyn's kind of sipping her drink. She just like sort of like leans back and just kind of sighs sadly, just like, oh God, what am I going to do?
Well, I'm sure that
For
Camille uh and Azumi have some sort of plans to get things moving.
for now,
Right.
rest because it is holidays and a lot has happened. We
Yeah.
have people to get to help us get more information, and
Mm,
once we have more information, we can make more of a plan.
Mhm.
But until
right.
then, it is. But until then, you got people looking out for. And to be blunt, there's been a lot all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Recover your energy so that when it is time to move, it'll come a bit easier, okay?
Mhm.
Mm. She nods, and honestly, I think at that, like, she's gonna tear up a tiny bit. Not necessarily like sad tears. Like it's a well, it's a mixture of both. Like we'll call it bittersweet tears.
Aw.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It- Emotions are a lot right now, TM.
Yeah.
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 Think Evelyn kind of mumbles like, "Sorry for dragging you all into this, but I'm glad we don't have to deal with them alone."
It's okay.
You didn't drag us into this. I mean, I volunteered, so at the very least, you can't say that about me.
Guess so.
Like I said, it's okay. What are friends for, right?
Hmm,
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Actually, I think she'll kind of glance over at you, Trance. Like, I was maybe I shouldn't ask. It'll probably just hurt more to know. But she shakes her head. When you saw him, or I guess whoever he was pretending to be, what was he like? What was he acting like? I mean,
Well, he definitely had a slight air of how do I put it? He was slightly nervous from what I could tell, which was a bit understandable. But he seemed like he was a bit hurried, but not. He wasn't panicked in any sort of way. He was wanting to get things done, but I feel like that probably was more to not wanting to be discovered in a way, I suppose. He he he's a pretty good conversationalist at the very least. We chatted for a while and
Mhm.
he he was not very good at learning how to lead the goat at first. It was honestly pretty funny.
Mm.
But well, he
I
wasn't
think Evelyn gonna
displeased.
mumble something. Oh, sorry. She's gonna
Oh
mumble
no.
something, but like, I don't think Annabelles liked him very much back then either.
Yeah. It was it was a bit funny though. We actually encountered one of those pumpkins, one of the jack-o'-lanterns.
Mm. Right, those were
And it was
popping up all
pretty
over the place in October, weren't they? Mm.
yeah. It was pretty funny though. We did find one and use it to feed the goat to kind of help guide it along a little bit better.
I think both of the girls smile a little bit at that. Angelique like say like, "Oh, please tell me you smashed it on the ground."
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny though. I did notice that he didn't seem to mind the pumpkin being destroyed.
Mm.
So I'm assuming that either it wasn't of or maybe he's just as annoyed with them as we were.
Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me, even if he does work for the prince. I mean, heck, when I still worked for him, I couldn't stand those things either.
They kind of talk in circles.
Yeah, they're really stupid.
Yeah. But
Mm.
he wasn't in poor condition or anything. He seemed like he was doing all right.
Mm. Evelyn kind of nods. Like, no, I did have a feeling that he was probably still alive, but haven't really been able to confirm it until now. She kind of like rubs her temples, like, oh god, the rest of the girls are probably gonna be up all night thinking about this now.
The girls?
She kind of like blanches, like, crap, that's right, you don't know about us.
Ah,
Moria isn't commenting yet, but she sure is standing here.
she
Yeah,
sure is standing there.
yeah. And Trance, you did hear Ferris like call her Lady Evelyn a couple of times earlier,
He
so
did, yeah.
yeah,
He figured that was a middle name, but now it's just like, what?
yeah. Whatever, you're part of our friend group anyway. It's probably fine to tell you. Ever heard of the condition dissociative identity disorder?
Uh, no.
Okay.
If it helps, I have.
Uh, right. Well, basically, it's what's the explanation again? It's you know how most people have just one singular identity. Well, in our case, there's five of us and five distinct identities. It has to do with like trauma when we were younger. I won't get into that part, but
Ah,
basically, well, you were talking to Aurelia earlier, but I prefer to go by Evelyn.
okay. It's nice to meet you, Evelyn.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah,
nice to meet
it's
you
good
too.
to meet you.
And she'll nod. Wish it were under better circumstances, but well, usually I only come out when bad things are happening, so nothing I'm not used to.
Mm. So you're more protective?
Something like that, yes. Wasn't always, but well, that's kind of my role now. It's certainly a better one to have, at least.
Yeah, definitely better.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, in the meantime, we might as well kick back a little bit and take a breather. We'll just wait for the others to come in because I doubt it'll be too long. It's cold out there today.
Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
want the others to come in by now's probably a good spot for that.
Yahoo!
Camille heralds his
And
presence with
be
a sneeze.
oh,
Oh, don't be getting
Moria
sick
lift
again,
up
please. Don't do
I
that.
know.
Moria will lift up a blanket so Camille can get
Oh,
wrapped up in it.
Back into
Well,
the soup zone for you.
Yeah.
not
Xavier might like go
getting
grab a
soup
hot water bottle or something to make sure he stays warm.
again.
He could hug that thing and stay warm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
nicely
raising your
tuck
core
into the
temperature.
blanket with him.
Yeah. I think Xavier will probably grab him like a hot drink too, like well, I was gonna say like hot chocolate, but Camille's more of a coffee guy. I could probably see Camille like
Yeah.
maybe like asking for like if Xavier asks him if he wants a hot drink, Camille would probably ask for coffee.
No
Yeah.
coffee.
Hot chocolate will work for all of us.
It's not good for
Mm.
your heart.
Yeah.
Fine.
Well, we could compromise and give you decaf instead.
Don't.
Ooh.
Half tastes bad.
That's actually an idea. Decaf coffee as the base and then use the hot chocolate powder.
Oh, that
That
could
tastes good.
work. Hmm. Yeah, he'll go and throw something like that together. Never tried that
Hmm.
myself, so I don't know how it would taste. But I mean, honestly, like coffee
It's
and chocolate
actually
go
really
together
good.
really well. I have this one hot chocolate
Yeah.
recipe that uses like a pinch of espresso powder to like enhance the chocolate, and it's
Ooh,
really good.
Ooh.
so good.
Huh.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so it probably tastes fine. Camille's a little grumpy about it, but that's because he's Camille.
Yeah.
Itty baby boy.
He's an itty bitty baby boy. You can tell that despite himself, he does uh he does still enjoy it.
Yeah. I think Angelique will chime in and say, well, if it's any consolation, they won't let me have coffee either. And Evelyn would say, like, not after that one time you tried it. I wasn't that bad. You were literally bouncing off of the walls.
Oh
Too
wait, that
much
reminds
caffeine
me.
for such a small
Hang
body.
on. I'm gonna have Trance do a okay. Oh, that's a fumble.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oop.
Give him just one sec. He's trying to get something out of his hammer space because he think it'd be funny to okay. What does he pull out? That is he pulls out a bag of duck jerky. So this might be a second.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He's
Evelyn
like,
just
nope,
like
not
flatly
that.
says like, "Thanks, but I'm not really feeling hungry right now."
No, these are dog treats.
Well, I'm definitely not feeling hungry now.
Yeah. Okay. And nope, that's even worse. My apologies.
It's all good. Hammer space
Oh.
rolls be
Oh.
wildin'.
Oh, they do be wilding. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
buddy.
we're just
So he
it's
pulls
all
out
fumbles, huh?
well, it's more of the items that he pulled out. That is a crown and a signet ring.
I mean, you can always rewrite. You can always re-roll anything too angsty.
It's not too
Yeah.
angsty. It's more just like he does not want people seeing that.
For the sake of low angst, we'll say that like only he
Yeah,
sees it
yeah.
and puts it
Yeah,
away
yeah.
before anyone can see. If we're all cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like I re-rolled some of Camille's earlier just to keep the flow
Okay,
of
okay.
things.
Okay, there we go. This time, he pulls out it's an order of it's Juby's order of coffee, and he'll pass that to Camille.
Camille will take it.
I think Evelyn will kind of comment like, "I always wondered how you can do that and not have it spill in your hammer space. However that works."
I've never understood the mechanics of it either, but it helps. It helps.
It's one of the things where it just works unless it's funny for it not to.
Yeah. Yeah.
She kind of nods. Yeah.
For example, if I were to put and he holds the coffee up, if I were to put this in the hammer space now, it probably would spill because that's funnier.
That is true. That would be fun.
And so he immediately goes to try and drink it.
Azumi
That's
reaches
tough.
over and takes the cup out of Camille's hands.
Oh. Oh.
Aw.
It's fine. He doesn't he doesn't need coffee.
Mhm.
He already has
So
the decaf mocha,
yeah.
but also take it.
Yeah.
Trance wanted to be the cool older brother's friend.
Alas, his older
Alas.
brother is here.
Yeah,
It's not good
there's
for
no winning.
him. It's not true.
All right, coffee shenanigans aside.
Mhm.
Right. I don't know if there's anything else we want to talk about. I don't know if anyone would want to ask Evelyn about Hugo at all, or if we just want to like wrap things up here.
Um, if it seems like Evelyn would be okay talking about it, Camille might ask, but he also doesn't want to press having too bad of a time.
Yeah, Trance
Yeah.
wants to know more because he actually met the guy, but
Yeah, that's fair.
Evelyn
I'll say
seems
like
like he's
she's definitely feeling a lot better, like relatively speaking, anyway. And I mean, she did bring him up before, so like you get the sense that like I mean, you can try asking, like she'll probably be okay. And I'll just say out of character, it's fine because I do want to talk about him a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, that
So
case, you go.
so his name's Hugo.
It is, though he probably isn't going by that name anymore. From what I
It's better
understand,
than
he.
Eustace, to be fair.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he came up with that name on the spot or something. But, well, from what I understand, when he made his deal with the prince, he gave up his name, so he might even be able to call himself that anymore, as far as I know. I don't really understand how that part works. I mean, he had Aurelia's name for a while, and nobody could remember what hers was. So
Hmm.
either way,
Okay.
oh, hello.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I cut out again.
Hello.
Hey, kid. Okay, you're
Hello,
back.
hello,
Yay.
hello. Yeah,
Hello.
yeah. I think I just
Yeah.
my gosh darn internet is just bullying me.
Yeah.
It's you.
Yeah, where did I get cut off at?
So
Uh,
Aurelia's name, I think.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
she
talking
was
about how
saying
the prince.
how
Yeah.
yeah Aurelia's name like how nobody can remember Aurelia's name for a while because the prince took that, but well eventually we got that back thankfully. So
Hmm.
right.
Trance glancing away a little bit, just for a second. I feel like shit. He can't do this, but I want him to do like the look away and sipping coffee thing.
I mean,
But
can
he
he sip it
can't
through the
do
mask
that.
or
He cannot. He actually hasn't
okay?
eaten or drinking anything since he's gotten here.
Ah, that's fair.
It's how it be.
Well, you can just do the
Mhm.
side glance
Sorry.
without the cup. Like that works.
The side glance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. So, but you do remember his name, so
Mhm.
maybe he doesn't have it? Question mark.
All right. Well, now that I
Well,
remember, I think our aunt knew what Aurelia's name was, so maybe if you already know the person's name, or then it's immune to whatever, like however that magic works. I honestly don't get it, but
well, he took the name from you, so it could also be that his were done under different terms. It
hmm,
sounds like he was a bit more willing.
Yeah,
he
he seemed a
was.
lot at ease.
Hmm, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, well, honestly, both of us were pretty miserable back in our home, and
Mm.
well, admittedly, we didn't really do much to help him after our we developed our condition. From what I can from what I understand, what I've been told at least, we used to be a lot closer before the split, but after that, we grew a lot more distant from him. We could barely, honestly, like, from my perspective, I could barely remember him. I knew he was my brother, but that was about it, and I certainly had a lot more pressing things to worry about at the time. So, and to be fair, he didn't exactly reach out to us that much either.
Hmm.
We probably could have done more, but well, one way or another, we grew apart. We eventually got sent away, and as for him, I guess he must have run away too when he pledged himself to the prince or whatever. So,
So,
It's really hard when you're in a situation like that.
were you his older sister, or?
well, technically younger, but well, we were twins. He was just born first, so technically the same age.
Mm,
I don't remember the exact amount of difference. A few minutes, maybe.
Real nods. Hmm. Well, I guess when it comes to siblings, especially if you're close in age, I don't think I've heard of a single sibling relationship where someone didn't mess up or didn't do something that they should have.
Mm. She kind of like gives you a
Mm.
curious look, like she's kind of wondering if you're speaking from experience, but she's not going to say as much.
Uh, Camille gives her a little bit of a sad smile, like, I deal with a lot of siblings in my cases.
She nods, kind of understanding.
Yeah, points at him, homicide detective.
Yeah.
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 Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Though,
Oh,
yeah, he's also speaking from personal experience because haha, twinsies on being twinsies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not that she's
Holds him so
aware, but
gently.
yeah.
Mhm,
Holds
We
mhm.
Camille
do
so
love our effed
gently.
up twin relationships in this server.
Well, we sure do.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it might be good to also start investigating Hugo some more. Um, you want, of
Right.
course.
Mm. Right. I mean, at the very least, if we can stop him from assisting the prince any further, that would be useful.
Mhm. It and it could be good to know what his motivations are and if he's enthusiastically serving the prince or a bit more
Unwilling.
Yeah. I think she kind of like lets out like a bitter little chuckle, like, doesn't matter which it is.
Actually, it does matter a fair bit.
Well, he's serving him either way. He's helping him to hurt people and take their souls. What does it matter if he wants to or not?
Evelyn.
well
Motive brings a lot of meaning to what's done.
looks over to Zumi. You want to
Yeah.
say
Mhm.
something, buddy?
Mm-hmm.
Not every warlock relationship is the positive kind of give and take.
Right.
So,
But yeah, Zumi, you were
I
gonna say something?
just because he's been hurting people doesn't mean it was willing.
Mm-hmm.
I need to go.
Yeah.
He's gonna leave.
Okay.
Oh.
Can I roll insight to see if this is he needs alone time or does he want some company while you stepped away?
Yeah.
This is he wants to tell. Oh wait, you can roll insight.
Mhm.
Could Moria roll insight too?
Yeah, sure.
Disgusting little man.
I'll have
Disgusting,
Miguel
disgusting,
roll insight as well.
disgusting.
group
Let's
insight.
go.
Group insight. That's an 8. Yeah, that checks out. She doesn't know as much. Might as
Mhm.
well have
Not
Avery
Anjali roll too.
bullying me.
Oh no,
at the
Avery.
9.
See if Angelique does any better.
God
Uh,
damn.
After bullying all of us,
Yeah.
Oh, 19 from
Yeah.
Angelique. Yeah.
Nice.
Angelique gets rights.
Alright,
Chris has his
Angelique,
own thoughts going on.
Angelique and Camille, this is he wants to tell Evelyn something, but if this is how she's reacting to her brother, he's not sure if she'll react well to what he wants to say.
Oh,
Oh,
buddy. Oh.
buddy.
Yeah.
Aw,
Oh.
man. Uh, Camille's not sure if he should go after Izumi or try and talk a bit more sense into Evelyn.
Yeah.
Eh, he'll probably follow after Izumi because Moria. He knows Moria pretty well at this point, and he knows Moria could probably has probably
Yeah.
can do the words well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, Moria will do her best, and even if she can't outright tell what Suzumi's thinking in the moment, she has a guess, so I imagine she shares a look with Camille and kind of gives him that little nod that she'll do her best to handle things here.
Yeah.
mhm.
Meanwhile, I think Evelyn kind of watches Azumi leave and then kind of hisses under her breath, like, "Damn it! What did I say? What did I say to him? Shoot!" Just kind of like
It's
chastising
okay.
herself.
It's okay. I'll go talk to him.
And he's gonna get up and go after Izumi to do little chatsies off screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. I think she'll kind of
Mhm.
mumble like, "Sorry, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It's kind of a sore subject. I mean,
It's definitely a tender spot for more people than you'd think.
yeah.
Would Evelyn like to do an insight on Moria for funsies?
Yes,
Uh,
please. Let's see. 15. That's better.
I'll say that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Moria's just going to note that at the end of the day, the reason why someone is doing something is pretty important because even if the actions aren't great, it
You cut out.
up.
No, Morski.
Morski.
Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
we
yeah.
can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Uh, TLDR, what Moria is saying is kind of a repeat of the actions might be great, but until you actually talk to a person, you won't know why they're doing it or what forced them into doing it.
She kind of
Mhm.
nods, like, guess that's only fair. I mean, for all we know, he's being forced to do it and doesn't really have a choice. Can't really
Mhm.
know until we talk to him, but she kind of sighs again, like, it's, if we do ever meet him face to face, I know we probably should at some point, but and we probably will, whether we want to or not. I know it's not gonna be easy, and well, I know I'm scared to see the kind of person that he's become. Say nothing of the rest of the girls. I'm sure they're even more afraid.
Mhm.
You won't
Wouldn't
know
surprise me if
until
he
you
despise.
get there,
Oh, sorry,
but
Camille. Wouldn't
yeah,
surprise me
go
if he
ahead.
despises us at this point, and I wouldn't blame him for it, honestly.
You won't know until you get there, and for all you know, either your guesses will be right or not. But
Hmm.
focusing on the what ifs are a good way to drive yourself crazy.
Mhm.
Don't I know that?
And I'll just say with that 15, um, Moria is talking from a place of knowing, shall we say.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So that's all.
Well, him aside. The real thing we have to worry about right now is the prince and what he might try to do. Now that he's made a move, we have to be even more careful. But strange. You think I might be like feel a little better now that he's like finally made a move and I'm not just like waiting for the other shoe to drop. But honestly, doesn't feel that much better.
It wasn't a terribly big move, so I can understand why.
Mm. True, was a little more than a well threat or a warning,
Yeah.
whichever you want to call it.
But
It's
at the
just
very
not
least,
a
it's
great
something.
situation.
It does tell us a fair bit about what he's expecting, though.
Right, that is pretty strange. Mhm. And she'll think for a minute, and I think I'm gonna relay this information just because Candle isn't here, but I think she probably would have mentioned it because after a recent FPS, which technically took place at the end of October, but don't worry about the timelines.
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Did you have more
Actually,
you were gonna add to that?
oh yeah, no. Sorry, I was just thinking how to put this.
Ah,
Actually, that does answer a few questions. That, um, because well, Crystal a while back during the Halloween party, she well initially she thought it was the prince talking to her in a dream, but it seemed like it might have been someone other than the prince just pretending to be him. I guess this confirms who it most likely might have been.
mm,
But he did say when she spoke to the prince, he was considering something about how nobody would take the deal if Angelique had to die, and now we're getting this letter saying that he's apparently has a way to spare her life and still get his power back. It's all very strange. I'd be
it's
lying if I said I'm not.
strange.
I'd be lying if I said I'm not curious about what this deal he's offering is, but if I have to go to his domain, then there's no way in hell I'm doing it unless I'm prepared.
Right.
It does
Hmm.
speak a little,
I think you cut out again,
and
Morski.
I suppose, uh, it does speak a little bit more of what he's after and what are his
Hmm.
priorities.
Right. Definitely seems pretty hell bent on getting the power used to make Angelique back.
Yes. So maybe he's suffering some sort of imbalance without it, possibly.
Right, or it could have weakened
Because
him
if
quite a bit.
yeah, because if he's this bent on getting Angelique back, then clearly she has a lot of sway.
And Angelique will say, I mean, I guess it must have taken a lot to make me. I mean, I'm like a whole living person, or something similar to one anyway. So it
Yeah,
probably
you're
took a lot of
a
your
full,
magic to make me. Mm.
especially as a full sapient being. Yeah.
Right. And plus,
Mm,
back then I had to pretend that I was, well, one of Ari's alters to try and get her a mirror, which is a whole another story I don't want to get into. But point is,
fair
I
enough.
well before I became, she gestures to herself this, which is more like a imp, I guess. It's what I'm most similar to. I look more like a human. I was the same size as her in that demi-plane, and well, something like, and plus, I mean, plus there's the fact that like I can give her magic now too. So I mean, I'm definitely limited in how much I can give her, but it must be quite a bit. Like he must have given a lot to make me if he wants me back that badly. So
Even having just one warlock decries a fair bit of power to you. So you may have more to you than you expected.
mm, yeah, I guess
You
so.
have your own sort. You have your own source of magic too.
Hmm.
There's a lot unknown about the situation, but it is something to keep an eye out for regardless.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think she has they have too much to say anymore. So unless anyone else wants to say something, do we want to? I don't know if we want to do scene with like Azumi and Camille talking off screen, or if we do just want off screen that completely. Up to you guys.
Avi is currently away, I think.
Yeah, Avi's
Right.
muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Avi might be dealing with something. There
Sorry.
you are.
I would
Okay.
prefer if that was off screen.
That's
Well,
okay. Yeah. And those of us who know, probably kind of get the gist of like what they're probably talking about. So.
Yeah.
yeah, probably just
Yeah.
like reassuring Azumi that like Evelyn's very shaken right now and isn't really working with the full context. Not to mention Moria and Trance are talking to her right now. So it's fine. It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We're chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd say like
Mm.
honestly the party probably doesn't last too much longer after that because well Evelyn is a very eepy gal. Whenever it's usually pretty exhausting whenever she has to front, so she's probably gonna turn in soon after. You guys are free to stay over if you want or head home, whatever you prefer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
Trance has to go back to check on Taiki, so
probably head home then. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as we wrap this up though, I have one extra little scene as we kind of pan over to Xavier, who's kind of passing by the window to the courtyard and sort of looking out at it, and we cut to a flashback of earlier that morning, and we see like how bustling the courtyard was, people moving back and forth, moving their crates here and there, a whole lot of motion. Very difficult for most people to pay attention to a single young man, a real kind young man, sneaking towards the doorway. Eh, And Xavier, for as far as anyone can tell, does seem to be distracted by talking to the supplier and going over the list of inventory. But his eyes are a little bit more keen like that, and he does indeed see the young man slipping into the doorway with with a box of apples that has a bit of a bulge in the middle, which is hiding the present that is hidden underneath them. And Xavier does nothing to stop the young man. He just continues about his business. And then a little while later, after the young man has slipped out unnoticed, as they're all packing everything up, Xavier walks by the young man as they're passing, and he whispers something to him in Infernal. It is a date that is sometime in late January. I haven't decided when exactly it'll be. And he kind of like exchanges a glance with the young man. The young man looks very, very surprised at this, and kind of like makes himself scarce pretty quickly, hops back on the truck to head back into town. And then Xavier goes back inside and does not say anything. And that is where we will leave our FPS for today.
Oh
Ooh.
boy.
Oh
So
boy.
Boy.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's evil. I love it.
Interesting.
We love having a bit of intrigue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, yeah. I am going to stop the recording for now, but I would like to wish you all, those listening in the present and in the future, a very good time zone and a very happy holidays. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye.